Hey PY, so I'm working on a REST API, and I like to do is having a debugger to just go step by step. Can I do that with Bonita?
Hi Marvin, the answer is yes, you can. Let me show you how to do that. So first step, you have to say to Tomcat that you can accept debugging sessions. So here I'm using the Bonita Studio subscriptions because it's more easy to accept my REST API extensions. So you go to Edit, Preference, then you select the server setting, and you give here the magic tip. I will put the magic tip in a document in the GitHub, so you will see that. But this is a magic tip to say, okay, on the address 8000, I accept any debugging sessions. Okay, then you click on apply, and the studio need to be restarted. So let's say okay, and wait a little. So second step is to create your REST API extensions. So you go to development, REST API extensions, new. Let's give a name, the PY divider. Project name is the PY divider. And the version is exactly 1.0. Second, here, divider, give me my REST API extensions. I don't need the BDM. Let's give the task authorizations. Then I don't need to deal with the permissions. And I have to give a number to divide, and then I need, oops, no space, of course, the divider. Okay, and that's it. You will create everything for me. So first tip here, you have to rename the Groovy, because the Groovy, its name is index.groovy, and of course you will have a lot of index.groovy, and to set up the breakpoint is not very useful. So come here, refactor, rename py divider, okay, finish, and then I will get an error here because I changed the name and the refactor does not change the no, not here, the page properties. Oh, here it is. So I have to give a different name, py here, py divider, py divider. Okay, and then you have to put something here. Let's say I don't need that. Int divider division result equals number to divide by the divider. Okay. I will finish the REST API and I will test it, and then I come back to you. Okay. Okay, it's working. So I fixed some issues that I made. So it's not all task authorizations, it's task visualizations, of course. And I made some mistake in the index test that I have to fix. And now if I access the portal here and I replace all this part here with the correct one, sorry, come here, Bonita API extensions, PY divider, and the number of divisions. Execute that, then you can see that I have a response. Okay, so now I'm ready to debug that. Let's do it. Okay, next step is to attach the project to the Eclipse. So have a look inside the studio. You have installed studio, so you have a workspace, and inside the workspace you have your repository, and then you have inside all the different source code. And have a look the REST API extensions. here it's my REST API extensions behind SRC and so on. Main, Groovy, and this is my source code, for example. So you have to create actually a project in Eclipse, for example, and you have to attach that to the REST API extension divider. So that's what I did here. I have my divider here. Look, if I go to the properties, is attached on the resources workspace, my project REST API extensions, PI divider. And what is very important is you have to check and to add in the Java build path the place to access the Groovy. Okay, so it will be FRC main Groovy, and behind it can access a different item. So doing that after, you should access that here, and then it's my source code here, and then look, I can put breakpoints. That's what I did. That's okay for the project. Now I have to set up the debugger on the Eclipse. So you have to go here, debug configurations, and you have to create a new configurations. I did that here. Give a name, and what is important, you say that this is a remote Java applications, and you give the host and the port number. Remember, this is exactly the port number that we put in the Bonita properties when we start the Tomcat. And you can click on debug, and then it switch, of course, because I already started, it switched to the debug mode. Okay, sorry. Let's have a look here. Debug mode. Here we are. So here it started, and then in fact it's not start the Tomcat, it just attach the debugger to the Tomcat. Okay, now back to my browser. Just send again the request, and hey, look, I'm in Eclipse and I'm in the debugger, so I can use the next part, for example, to go only step by step, step over, and so on. Then have a look. Number to divide equal 14, and I can have a new item here. For example, I can see my divider. Okay, it's 4, and so on. So you see, it's exactly that. And go over and so on. And when I'm finished, I can say OK, resume, and then it just releases the answer. And if I come here, I have my answer. You see, I can debug. Awesome, isn't it?
Wait a minute, because I don't get it. When I make a change to my source code, what happens? Where do I see these changes?
I see perfectly what you mean. The thing is not so simple. So look, let's say that here I want to change something. So I can do that in Eclipse now because I point to the same files. Let's say I add 10, for example. Save that. So if I ask again here, let's go to the next, and the rest value is still 2. Okay, so it does not add the 10. I do that here. Okay. Why? Because in fact, inside the Bonita engine, you have caches, you have a lot of mechanisms like this. So even if you change here, you have to redeploy the resource. So go back to the studio, then deploy. So it does the job. Rebuild the REST API, send that to the Bonita portal. Okay, so now let's have a look to see what happened. Refresh. I think I should put another breakpoint here. And now my rest value is 12. So now it takes the change into account. So, and this is the same if you want to debug a connector, for example, you need to create a new project and you need to attach the server as well, the same way. And if you change something in the connector, you have to redeploy the connector to retest it, because else Bonita server will still continue to call the previous classes and you don't see your change. Okay, you have to respect the Bonita Studio if you want to deploy. But you see, you can use it. You can deploy in Eclipse if you want and work in Eclipse. So if you need to access all the information, so all the different strings that you have to give, just go to the PY tutorial in the community and go down in the debugger REST API extensions here, and you will have the both files, which is the example of the REST API extensions, and the PDF document. So have a look on the PDF, download it. And this is, you will have all the different elements, and here, for example, you have the information that you have to give in the studio, and so on. Okay, so enjoy.
Okay, I get it now. Another win for PY.